Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back to the reading of the book entitled Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. We are Shravanam Diaries podcast. I'm your host Sulalita Devidasi. We are continuing to read chapter number 1, Teachings to Rupa Goswami. So we stopped yesterday at the point where devotional service is pure, when one engages in the service of the Supreme Lord without any selfish motive and without being hampered by any material impediment. The pure devotee does not desire to live on the same planet as the Supreme Lord, nor does he desire the same opulence as the Lord, nor does he desire to have the same form as the Lord, nor to live with him side by side, nor to merge into his existence. Even if the Lord offers the pure devotee such rewards, he rejects them. The point is that a pure devotee is so much absorbed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord that he has no time to think of any benefit beyond his immediate engagement. Just as an ordinary materialistic businessman thinks of nothing else when he is absorbed in his business, a pure devotee, when engaged in the service of the Lord, does not think of anything beyond that engagement. We've definitely seen some business ladies who are so much absorbed in their business, their whole life is business, they dream about it, they just constantly think about it. Like even these days you know these kind of people, all they see is wealth and a profit. And so in the same way, a pure devotee, when engaged in the service of the Lord, doesn't think of anything beyond that engagement. Jai. One who possesses the symptoms described above has been elevated to the topmost position of devotional service. And it is by such transcendental, loving service alone that one can surpass the influence of Maya and relish pure devotional service, pure love of Godhead. Pure love of Godhead. As long as one desires material benefit or liberation, which are called the two witches of allurement, one cannot relish the taste of transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord. Two witches of allurement: desire for material benefit and liberation. Okay. Who doesn't want to taste and relish the taste of devotional loving service to the Lord? There are 3 stages of devotional service. The first is the beginning stage of cultivation. The second is the realization of service. And the third, the supreme stage, is the attainment of love of Godhead. There are 9 different methods of cultivating devotional service: hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. And all these processes are employed by the neophyte in the first stage. First stage is cultivation, second is realization, and third is attainment of love. Okay. If one is engaged in chanting and hearing with devotion and faith, his material misgivings gradually become vanquished. As his faith in devotional service increases more and more, he becomes assured of a higher, perfectional position. In this way, one becomes firmly fixed in devotional service, increases his taste for it, becomes attached to it, and feels ecstasy, the preliminary stage of love of Godhead. Attainment of ecstasy is produced by executing this process of cultivating devotional service. When one continues the process of hearing and chanting, attachment to Krishna gradually thickens and at last is called love of Godhead. Haribol! In the stage of transcendental love of God, there are further developments, known as transcendental affection, emotion, ecstasy, and extreme and intense attachment. These are technically known by the terms raga, anuraga, bhava, and mahabhava. The progress from one stage to another is like the thickening of sugarcane juice. In the first stage, sugarcane juice is a thin liquid. When by evaporation it becomes thicker and thicker, it turns into molasses. Then it turns into granules of sugar, then rock candy, and so on. Just as sugarcane juice progresses from one stage to another, similarly, transcendental love for the Supreme Lord develops by stages. When one gradually becomes situated on the transcendental platform, he becomes steady. When one is so situated, his position is not unless one is so situated, his position is not steady and he may fall down. This stage is technically called Sthayi Bhava. There are further developments within this stage, known as Vibhava, Anubhava, Sattvika, and Vyabhichari. When these four ingredients are added to the steadfast position of pure transcendental life, there is actually an exchange of rasa, or transcendental mellows, with the Supreme Lord. This exchange in loving reciprocation between the lover and the beloved is generally called Krishna Bhakti Rasa, the transcendental taste of exchanging loving sentiments between the devotee and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First of all, I just remembered recently I was posting this quote. Srila Prabhupada said that we should put these books, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Krishna book, in all libraries and everywhere. We should give these books to everyone, and if people will have access to these books, they will develop their Krishna consciousness slowly. And we're reading first chapter, and these topics, when I need to follow the line with my finger, I need to follow each word, I realize that this is something that I don't yet deeply understand, and I need to focus and try to apply myself to digest it nicely and let it sink in. Okay. It should be noted, however, that the transcendental loving exchanges stand on the steadfast position of Sthayi Bhava, as explained above. Yes, okay. So Sthayi Bhava is the position where there is no fear of falling down, when one is transcendentally situated and is steady. Okay. The basic principle of Vibhava is Sthayi Bhava, and all other activities are auxiliary for the development of transcendental love. Vibhava is Sthayi Bhava, and Anubhava, Sattvika, and Vyabhichari are auxiliary. Okay. The ecstasy of transcendental love has two components: the context and the cause of the excitement. The context is also divided into two parts: the subject and the object. Okay. The exchange of devotional service is the subject, and Krishna is the object. His transcendental qualities are the causes of excitement. This means that a devotee who becomes enamored by the transcendental qualities of Krishna becomes excited to serve him. The impersonal Mayavadi philosophers say that the absolute truth is nirguna, without qualities. But the Vaishnava philosophers say that the absolute truth is described as nirguna because he has no material qualities. This is not to say that he has no spiritual qualities. Indeed, the Lord's spiritual qualities are so great and so enchanting that even liberated persons become attracted to him. This is explained in the Atma Rama verse of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.10, where it is stated that those who are already situated on the platform of self-realization are attracted by the transcendental qualities of Krishna. This means that Krishna's qualities are not material, but are pure and transcendental. Jai. The highest stage of ecstasy is characterized by the following 13 transcendental activities. First, number 1, dancing. Number 2, rolling on the floor. Number 3, singing. Number 4, clapping. Number 5, stretching the body. Number 6, thundering. Number 7, yawning. Number 8, breathing heavily. Number 9, forgetting social conventions. Number 10, drooling. Number 11, laughing. Number 12, shaking the head. And 13, hiccoughing. All these symptoms are not awakened simultaneously. They appear according to the exchange of transcendental mellows. Sometimes one symptom is prominent, and at another time another is prominent. Jai, we're going to stop here for today. I highly recommend you reading the book along with us while we're studying it. At this stage, I believe that it would be easier if you would have a book in your hand and also read along with us. Jai, because I read and then I try to connect it with, because it's very scientific here, so you're reading and then you are referring to what you read before to understand everything properly, so it's easier. So the link to this book is in the description if you'd like to follow. Yes. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. Tomorrow we shall continue with the 5 transcendental rasas or mellows. Yes, so see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.